you have the rights to use as your own creation. Now, if you're like me, you probably already have a ton of PLR ebooks and articles on your hard drive just sitting there collecting virtual dust. If not, then go ahead and do a quick search on your favorite search engine, whether it's Google, MSN, Yahoo, or whatever, and search for free PLR ebooks or PLR products or PLR articles. The main thing that you want to do at this stage is don't spend any money. For crying out loud, you got a whole bunch of them out here. I mean, in this quick search, there's over 300,000 results. So before you go and spend any money on PLR products, check these results out here. And without me being accused of endorsing any one company's service or person, I'm just going to leave it up to you. Just do some checking. Using the same guidelines we discussed in the videos earlier on creating your articles from scratch, find the PLR ebook or articles that match or closely match the topic of the article you're going to want to submit. Be sure and make changes to the pre-made articles before slapping your bio box on them and submitting to the directories. As far as the PLR ebooks are concerned, just find a section, paragraph, or chapter that relates to the topic that you're looking to submit and copy and paste what you want into a text editor. And we'll cover that here a little more in depth here in just a minute. The key thing to be aware of is that you may not be the only person using this chunk of an ebook or PLR article. So be sure and make enough changes in the text you have chosen to make it uniquely your own. Now, there is software on the market you can use to do this, but for the most part, for the time that it takes you to set it up and get everything rolling, you can have finished several articles manually. Plus, the more often you do this, the quicker you become at it. And frankly, the best tool for this job is your imagination and a thesaurus. Now, here's the URL to a free one that I use all the time. And if you didn't know, a thesaurus provides you with different words of the same meaning. So this is going to come in pretty handy when changing the text of your article without changing the meaning of the words. Now, just a little hint, if you have not done so yet, go ahead and open up your browser, and in your bookmarks or favorites, depending upon what browser you use, create a folder and name it Article Stuff, or use your own imagination, Article Tools, or something like that. Keep and save all article-related sites in this folder for quick reference, whenever you sit down to create and submit your articles. Be sure and save the Thesaurus website here as well as all other article directory sites you're going to submit to, and any other tools that you use with your articles, like keyword research, for example. Now, let's quickly go through the process of creating an article from a PLR ebook. And we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because the main gist of this video is to introduce you to PLR products and how to extract info from them and make changes, because most of the information you're going to be using is in the prior videos under creating an article from scratch. So first and foremost, acquire your product and, of course, make sure that it has the private label rights you need for breaking the ebook up into articles. Now, this is the one that I pulled out of my hard drive here, and I want to show you the rights that came with it, because one person's definition of unrestricted private label rights may not be the same as yours or the next guy's, so always double check just to make sure. And in this case here, where are we at here? Yes, I can add my name as the author. That's cool. And yes, can be broken down into articles. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, after you've acquired your PLR product and or articles, go ahead and open up a decent text editor, be it MS Word or what I'm going to be using is a free version of MS Word, kind of, sort of. It's called Open Office Writer, and it's a portion of the Open Office suite, which, if you're not familiar with it, is basically a free version, and it's awesome too, but it's basically a free version of Microsoft Office. Everything that Microsoft Office has, OpenOffice has as well. And it's open source, so you can get it from sourceforge.net, I believe is the site, or just type in OpenOffice in one of your search engines, and you'll be able to come across it. Again, it's free. It's kind of a good-sized download, but it's well worth the time if you don't have it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the OpenOffice Writer. And the reason why we're going to do this is to make sure that the spelling and the grammar is okay before we return it to a normal, basic, plain wrapper text editor like Windows Notepad. Because this is going to remove all the funky formatting that some article directories do not like and may not approve your article as a result. So there's no need to take a chance from copying it straight from OpenOffice Writer or Microsoft Word and submitting it from there. We want to take it from the plain wrapper notepad. Now this is the open office writer I was referring to. It's not too difficult to figure out. There's plenty of videos or online tutorials that if you need to, but if you're familiar with Microsoft Word, then this should not be too difficult to figure out. So first off, we want to figure out a title for our article. And that's going to help us formulate what we're going to need from our PLR articles and or ebooks to copy and paste into this open office writer. And of course, if you come up with more than one title, cool. I mean, you can create more than one article with the right type of PLR product. Now, after we've decided on our title, then we'll, like I said, we'll have a better idea of what content to pull from the PLR article. And then we're going to copy and paste that PLR text into the writer document. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, here is the PLR text of the 101 ways to expand your PLR profits. Now, first off, let's tackle a title real quick here. And I picked this one actually because it's going to be pretty easy for me to come up with a title. And I'm going to choose something like 10 ways to increase your online profits. So let's go ahead and type that in here. We'll go ahead and center this. 10 ways to increase your online profits. Good to go. And why did that highlight that? Oh, okay, because it wants to make it 2 words. But in this case, we're going to leave it as 1. And again, this is what I was referring to. This, like MS Word, will let us know if there's any grammatical incorrectness or spelling errors. So let's go ahead and just do a simple copy and paste. We're going to align that to the left. And where's our article at again? And now then, we've got 10, so that's a list of them there. And here they are actually right here. Without doing any looking, I'm just going to copy. There's 10, excuse me, 15, and 20. And I'll throw this one in just for good measure. And I'm going to copy, not cut. That way we can preserve this for future reference. This guy out of the way, right click, and paste. And head on back up to the top here. And then we're just going to do some editing. Now, one quick thing, I'm not going to spend any time here on the editing and all that other kind of stuff, except for maybe just change all these numbers here from 10, 11, so on to 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 10. I'm going to pause the video while I do that. Okay, now that I've copied the information in here, made a couple of changes as far as the numbers are concerned, let's make a couple of other changes to make this more uniquely our own. One that I can see right now is the word strategy. Strategy is all over the place in this thing. So let's take this. We're going to copy, and let's head over to our thesauruses and paste that bad boy right in there and see what differences Mr. Thesauruses has for us for the word strategy. Well, we've got 22 results so far. Not all of them are going to be exactly what we're looking for. Let me see here. Action, angle, no, those aren't going to work. Proposition, probably not what we're looking for. Scenario, yeah. Direction, leadership, shrewdness, cunning, yeah, we're kind of getting there. Cunningness, no, we probably wouldn't be suited for what we're trying to do here anyway. Method, yeah, I think that might work. Plot, project, method, let's try that. Let's give that a look-see and see if that's going to work for what we want. The easing method, there you go. Okay, the publish your own newsletter method tells your prospects, yeah, just by changing that one word, we're going to change the basic whole makeup of this entire document. So, of course, you might want to do more than just one word, but for the sake of the video and the link thereof, we're just going to do that. So to make this pretty easy, I'm going to go up here to Edit, find and Replace, click on that. It automatically puts strategy in there, I guess, because we had it highlighted. And we want to replace that with method. And replace all of them. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done. Okay, now then, everything has now become, instead of strategy, it's now been changed to method. And again, you might want to find various words and or phrases to change more than just one. But for the sake of the video, again, we're just going to go with the one. After checking for spelling mistakes, making the change, we're now going to copy and paste this article into a plain wrapper type text editor, like the Windows Notepad, and prepare it to submit to the directories. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to hold my control button down on my keyboard, click on the letter A, highlight everything, right click with my mouse, and copy. Now let's pull up a new text document, right click and paste. Bada bing, bada boom. And then of course we save this as, whatever we're going to save it as, wherever we're going to save it at. And that's pretty much it, folks. Now, so if you're kind of like me and you sometimes have trouble coming up with the words for your article, well, then instead of spending all day staring at your monitor, waiting for the words to pop into your head, break out your PLR products and tools and make a few changes here and there, check for proper grammar and spelling, and follow the steps we used in the previous videos called Creating Articles from Scratch. And then start submitting. Now, as a final point, be sure and keep copies of all of your submitted articles in a folder along with the rest of your articles, the information and the tools you've got together. This way, you can use this to prevent having submitted several of the exact same articles to the various directories. Search engines don't like that. And this brings us to the end of this video on creating articles from PLR products. I hope you found this informative, and again, thanks for watching and have a great day.